What is going on? It is currently Thursday afternoon. By the time you are seeing this, it's going to be sometime on Friday. It's about like 3:45 right now. I didn't really film anything else earlier today. Honestly, I just didn't really have anything interesting going on. I'm at almost 6,800 steps right now, so I'm going to try to get some more in. It's about 3:45. Today I've just been doing like some laps around my property. It's the track conditions, I guess as you could call it, are a little bit rough. But overall, it's not too bad. I think I mentioned this before, but I like mowed a track around my land so I could like walk and like run if I want to. I haven't ran yet, I've only walked. So as you can probably see, like it's a bit rainy and some of the parts of like the track are definitely a bit ripped up. Overall, it's not too bad though. We should be able to run up a little bit more mileage, and I'll see you guys inside. So it's actually Friday now, but one thing I wanted to bring up is I've seen a lot of people recently talking about like basically motivation versus like discipline and kind of like explaining that. I know Levi Mack, Helk, both kind of like we're talking about that recently a little bit. I know I'm in like kind of like a different like part of like the fitness field, I guess you could say, than like someone like Helk or Levi may be in. I think we kind of have like different journeys, but I think one thing that is probably similar to them that is with me is that like I know personally a lot of people are asking me all the time like, how do you stay motivated, like stuff like a lot of times people ask me, like how do you stay motivated, like all the time, like all the days where you didn't want to work out, like how do you stay motivated? And a lot of people were kind of confused when I was basically saying like, honestly, a lot of days I really didn't want to do it, but I was just kind of like committed to what I was doing, and I just kind of like basically forced myself to do it anyways. I know this is something that people kind of like struggle with, and it is kind of like a confusing thing, but I kind of just wanted to give like an example of like how I look at like basically like discipline versus motivation. So like yesterday, to me at least, would be like an example of like a day where it was more discipline than motivation, because like I wasn't really, I guess, like motivated. Once I saw it was like raining and stuff, I really just didn't want to work out. But like I kind of just like forced myself to do it anyways. I think that's kind of like a big thing that people are kind of trying to like drive home, is that like it's kind of, just like anything in life that you may not like love necessarily. Like you may have things like in your life with like family or like with work or whatever, like things that you have to do that you maybe aren't like super like into, but like you kind of like have to like do it anyways. That being said, like personally, I try to do a lot of like walking and hiking, stuff like that, because like I just enjoy it, and it like doesn't really feel like exercise. But there are also days like, even though I really enjoy like hiking and like walking and like stuff like that, like some days I still don't want to do it, or I'm in like a bad mood or whatever. There's just like always going to be kind of things that like you don't want to do it. But I don't know, I just thought that was kind of like a good example of, I guess, like for me, like what the difference is. So today's video wasn't really like a vlog style like I had really originally planned as much, but Monday's video is going to be, and it's going to be kind of like stuff that I do over the weekend. I'm going to be hiking, doing some other stuff. I'm also going to be talking about like some things that I do and some techniques that I use when I'm having like a bad day mentally, like things that I do that have worked pretty well for me to like feel better when I'm having a bad day. I found some of those things to be super helpful, and I'm excited to share them with you. Hopefully you get some beautiful scenery. Yeah, appreciate the love, and I will see you Monday.